G'day guys. I've had some really positive responses on the desk that I've built. My build log, I've had some positive responses, and I've taken all the feedback, and I thought I might make a video sort of answering the most common questions asked about the desk. I've written them all down, and I'm going to try and answer all of them within this video. So thanks guys. Okay, so I've written down a list of questions here, and we'll start with, what temperatures is your CPU running at? Well, at the moment my CPU is not overclocked because I'm still running tests and everything on the desk, and I'm also planning on getting a new CPU in there. The CPU I'm using now I've had for a while. It's a 4770K i7 processor, and I have recorded some temperatures and taken some photos, so I will show you those photos. When there's no load on the CPU, it's running at about 19 degrees, as you can see in the photo, and which I think's, you know, pretty reasonable. And under 100% load, the CPU is running at around 49, 50, 51 degrees. Keep in mind that this is with no overclock. It's just with a 3.9 gigahertz turbo boost. So yeah, that's the first question. The second question is, are you running 1 or 2 loops? I was always planning on running 2 loops. However, putting the 2 loops together, what I wanted to do was I wanted to test out the temperatures between running 1 loop and the temperatures between running 2 loops. Now, I did this, and unfortunately I haven't recorded any results, but what happened was both loops' temperatures were recorded, and the single loop was only about half a degree hotter than running 2 loops. So with that in mind, I wanted to go for more aesthetics. I wanted to make it look good, and yeah, so I'm running 1 loop at the moment, and I'm really happy with the temperatures. Nothing's overheating, everything's super cool, and yeah, so I'm happy with that. Third question, what are those 4 squares to the right that you were calling? What they are they're my hard drives, and they have water blocks on them. A lot of people say, you know, there's no need for the extra cooling for hard drives, but with this project I've gone all out on it, and I think it just adds to the aesthetics. You know, some people might not think that, but that's just, you know, personal opinion. I'm happy with how it looks, and yeah, so they're just there to cool the hard drives and keep them cool, and yeah. Okay, the fourth question is more of a comment, not a question. It's the light is too bright and I could not game like that. That's fair enough. In the photos, the light was bright, but I have switches linked up to all my lights, and you're able to turn the lights on and off, or you can dim them by either putting them to a lower voltage, or I have this controller right here. Can turn them up and down, on and off, and switch to any color I want, make them sound activated, or whatever other settings I have. I'll just quickly bring you over to here and show you these switches. Okay, so here we have these military switches. They are hooked up to all the lights. I have another one on the other side of the desk, and these have a 7 volt, a 12 volt, and an off function. So if you want, you know, max brightness, you'd run them on the 12 volt. If you want them a bit less bright, you can chuck them on 7 volts, and you can just switch them off, whatever you like. So yeah, that's them. Another question regarding the lights is people are commenting that they think that the light will sort of interfere with the screen and your gameplay. Well, the light actually doesn't affect any screen, and it pretty much stays within the desk. Reason for this is there is a lip which which a cutout has been done into, so I could route out an edge and hold the glass in there. Now that lip is preventing the light from travelling up. The light can only travel in that direction or downways. You know, it can't travel up, so it's not emitting up through the desk and onto the screen. So yeah, it's actually fine. The lights, there's no drama with the light, and you know, if you were concerned about it, as I said, I have the controllers, the switches and that, and it can be turned down or you can turn the lights off. That's, you know, it's really personal preference. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, the next question: how is the noise with all the fans? As you would have noticed in a few of my photos, there is a lot of fans in the desk. I'm going for a really good build, and I want some really solid cooling in there. So I've added the extra fans. At the moment, there is it's not too bad, but the reason for this is the fan controllers. They're all hooked up to one power supply, and somewhere along that line, I haven't fixed it yet, but somewhere along that line there's a cord loose, so I'm unable to change the fan speeds at the moment, so to make them lower, to make them silent. But yeah, I have fan controllers hooked up to all the fans, so I have tested this before, and yeah, it's silent. It's the only noise you could hear is probably like what, my mum watching the TV or something like that out in the lounge room. You know, it's good. So yeah, with the fan controllers working, you can turn the temperatures, you can turn the fan speeds down, and yeah, it makes it, you know, run smooth and silent. So yeah, that's a good option to have, fan controllers. However, they do not work with every fan, you know, so you just gotta, you know, check that out, see if your fans will work with them. Okay, next question is, the desk looks too high and there's not enough leg room. Well, the desk is actually only about 4 centimeters higher than your regular desk, and if you're not using an adjustable chair, then I suggest that you should probably get one. In saying that though, the desk has plenty of room. As I said, it's only 4 centimeters higher than your regular desk, but if you can, you know, what you need to do, if you feel uncomfortable, which I don't, it's fine, all you need to do is move your chair up and down a tiny bit. As for underneath the desk, I think a lot of people haven't seen the sort of, because my desk has these platforms that are a lower level and then it comes up and flattens out. I don't think a lot of people have seen that bit that comes up and flattens out. That provides a little more leg room there as well. But just sitting at my desk, my normal desk now, if I put my legs under here, I've got a good, you know, 20 centimeter gap between the top of my desk and my legs, so there's plenty of room to play with there. And it's the same with this desk here. It's fine, it's comfortable. You know, you don't get sore or tired from awkward positions, because it's just like any other desk. There's no awkward position there. It's fine. So if you look here, this is the keyboard tray on my other desk. It's just, you know, a normal stock one that you'll purchase from a shop. And what I'm trying to demonstrate here is the amount of leg room that I have under my desk mod. So here I have a tape just underneath, because obviously, you know, that's where you put your legs underneath, and I've just got it running across to the desk where you put the legs there, and that's flat. It's exactly the same height. Exactly the same height going across. So, you know, if you're anyone who's commenting on leg room, yeah, that's what it's like. It's exactly the same height as your regular desk, and it's only 4 centimeters or so, you know, higher on top of the desk. So it's no big deal. It's easily changed by moving your chair, or you just keep it normal like I have, and yeah, it's comfortable like any other desk. You know, I'm around 180 centimeters tall, average height sort of thing, and yeah, it works perfect for me. You know, if it was uncomfortable, then I'd fix it up, but you know, because there's no way I'd, you know, you spend all this time making a project like this, and you're not gonna, you know, cheap out on something. Like, you're not gonna have anything wrong with it. You know, you want to make sure it's all working fine and it's comfortable. So yeah, that's the legroom question. A lot of people have been asking me how much the build costs. I cannot tell you exactly how much just the computer costs. I would have to look at a million receipts for that, because I've got parts from everywhere. However, the whole project as of now has cost me around $17,000. So a lot of people have been asking what I do for a job. I'm an engineering surveyor. So it could be partly the reason, but yeah, I save a lot of my money. I try not to spend too much, and I've gone all out on this project. It's a once in a lifetime thing. This desk will last forever. The components can always be upgraded, but you know, if I was going to go all out in a project, then I was going to go all out in components as well. So, you know, I do get comments saying, you know, don't you think it's a bit of an overkill? Yeah, it is, but you know, you go all out on a project, you want to go all out on everything. You don't want to cheap out on anything, and yeah, so the project costs about $17,000, and I have just purchased another order. I'm currently running two 780 Ti's in SLI, but on the Asus Maximus VR Formula motherboard. But I've purchased another order. It's cost me about $5,000, so that would add on to the 17,000. I'm ordering another two GTX 780 Ti's so I can run quad SLI, and I've got another motherboard, the LGA 2011 2011 motherboard. It's an Asus Rampage 4 Black Edition. I think that looks pretty good, and that's more for, because the LGA 2011 motherboards, they utilise like SLI a lot better than the 1150 motherboards. So yeah, I've gone with that, and also reason being, I'm going to be doing a lot of video editing and rendering, and you know, to utilise the GPUs to render or the CPU to render, it just works out a lot better. And there's also the option for a lot more RAM for, you know, all your programs and all that. So I've also purchased 64 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM, and yeah, so, and I am going to get another CPU, but for now I'm just going to run with my 4770K processor. Just had a quick look at it. It boots up at 1.2 volts at 4.6 gigahertz. However, that was with air cooling, so I don't want to try and push it any further with its stock air cooler on, because the stock air cooler won't handle the temperatures. I've got to wait for some water cooling to go on there, and you know, 4.6 at 1.2 volts is a really nice CPU. So you know, that'll be pushing 4.8 at 1.35 volts, or you know, it's going to be a good CPU. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, so that's why I'm upgrading the the desk, and another reason for it is like it is a bit of an overkill, but these components are going to last for years, and I'm not just thinking like most games will not utilise the 4 GPUs, but you need to think ahead a bit. Like if I'm going to make something that's going to last for years, I want it to you know, I want it to last for a good time period before I have to even think about, you know, upgrading, and then I might go all out again, sort of thing, you know. So it's just a, you know, a once-off project, and if you're gonna do it, you go all out. So yeah, that's the next question. Here's a funny question that a few people have been asking me. They're like, you know, you got a lot of time on your hands. You know, first of all, what job do you have? You know, I'm an engineering surveyor. Then they ask, do you live in your mum's basement? I'm like, I do still live at home, but obviously this is not a basement. And the third question is, how did you get that as a girlfriend? That is crazy. She is out of this world. And, you know, she's gorgeous. I don't know how I got her, but yeah, she's amazing. You know, she's been supportive throughout the build, and she puts up with, you know, she puts up with me. So yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, people have been asking me what monitors these are in the background there. Now, at the time of purchasing these monitors, I only had in mind of using 2 GTX 780 Ti's before I ordered the other two to run the Quad SLI. So, you know, 1 to 440p or 4K monitors weren't on my mind, because there's no way that 2 780 Ti's could handle the 4K, the 3 4K monitors. So, so yeah. So these are the LG 27-inch IPS LED monitors with super resolution. Now, there is room for improvement there, as I said, but at the time, only having the 2 780 Ti's, these were a really good option, and I love that they don't have the ugly borders around them, so they connect nice if you want to run the, you know, 3 screens sort of thing. And yeah, they look really good. Yeah, so as I said, 27-inch, they're IPS LED monitors. The aspect ratio is 16:9. They're 920 by 1080. Brightness 250. Contrast ratio, that's a big number. I'll let you have a look at that. Response time, you know, it's only 5 ms, but you can get the 2 ms monitors, but you know what, for what it is, it's hard to notice the difference. And I've always got the option there of upgrading now with the Quad SLI configuration that I'm going with. So yeah, that'll work. And it's got anti-glare technology, so you know, it's a good monitor for what it is. It's really good. It's a high quality monitor. No complaints about them. You know, if I went with the 4K monitors and that, you know, I do have Quad SLI, so if I went with the 4K, I'm not sure if they'll be able to handle it, because, you know, they've only got the 3 gigabytes of memory. You might need a bit more for the 4K ones. You know, maybe running some Titan Z's or Blacks or whatever they're called. But, you know, 1 for 40p, I could go with them, or I could get a 4K monitor and just run my game on 1, which I'll probably be doing anyway, because I'll be, you know, having my video editing programs on 1 screen sort of thing, and running my games on the other, and recording footage for, you know, my YouTube channel and that. So yeah, there's always that option there. But you know, all in all, it's fine. There's, you know, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. And yeah, so any other questions, you know, just let me know. I'll try and answer them. you know, send me a message, visit my Facebook page, and yeah, I've had so much positive feedback, and yeah, I'm just so grateful for, you know, all the kind comments, and yeah, I've really enjoyed working on this build, and yeah, can't wait to get a couple more videos out to you guys. Thanks.